Well, good afternoon. I'm Jack Leipheimer, the Director of Athletics for another couple of weeks, months, 1 month maybe. It's my pleasure to welcome you today. I want to thank everybody for making the effort to be here, especially our friends from the media. And it's a great opportunity for us to share some news with you. And at this point in time, I'd like to bring to the podium the president of Thiel College, Dr. Troy Van Aken.
Well, thank you, Jack. And counting today at 17 days that you'll be the athletic director. Thiel College's next football coach, Dan Blume, brings a wealth of experience from Division I, II, and III institutions. He recently served as the linebacker coach and special teams coordinator at Mercyhurst University. He also had successful stops at Division III Trinity College and Division I Villanova University. As a player, he was part of 2 Division III national championships at Mount Union, and he went on to help the Purple Raiders win another national championship as a coach. Now, building a winning tradition is a goal of every coach. And Coach Blume understands that success at Thiel College is not just measured on the scoreboard, but includes challenging his players as people, as scholars, and as athletes. And so with that said, it's my pleasure to welcome and introduce Thiel College's next head football coach, Dan Blume.
Thank you all for coming out. I really appreciate the show's support. First off, I want to thank President Van Aken, Athletic Directors Jack Leipheimer, and Amy Schaefer, who couldn't be with us today. But I had a great experience with them through the hiring process. I'm really excited for this opportunity, and what it came down to for me was the on-campus interview, spending time with the people. And that was from President Van Aken to the staff to anyone I crossed on campus. It was just a great group of people, and that was what it was, a family atmosphere. And I think that's something important as we're trying to build a program. Is as a staff. With our players, we got to build a sense of family, a brotherhood, and a nature of, sticking together and getting this thing going in the right direction. I'm also, being on campus, having been here before, but, we have a beautiful campus to sell to potential student athletes. And the school's making an effort to improve facilities and constantly trying to improve things for our student athletes. And I think that's important as we move forward. I'm looking forward to the idea of building a program with tradition. And with that, I'm big on holistic development. We want to build the whole person. So we want to create, the best team we can on the field, in the classroom, within the community. And then most importantly, we want to develop young men to go on to have successful lives in their careers as fathers, as, servicemen within their communities and those type of things. So that's, as we're going forward, what you can expect from me and our staff is we're going to, create a challenging but fun environment. We're going to challenge them in the classroom, on the field, off the field. We want young men that are going to, do the right things. And kind of the 3 points I talked about. Is we want to get young men who are going to get the grades they're capable of. So, we want them to excel off the field. We want men who are passionate about football. And then we want good young men that are going to do the right things on and off the field. So that's kind of what we're looking to build our program on here as we move forward. And I'll kind of leave it with, I'm excited for the spring semester to start. It was great to see, a nice group of you come back. I look forward to getting to spend some time with you guys, a little bit today, but especially in the spring as we get going. The staff, we're all excited. We're already kind of talking about, creating a new culture, and we want to go back and look at, the histories and traditions that have been here, and embrace them as we kind of create our own traditions and history moving forward. So, with that, again, I'm excited to be here. I appreciate, the great show of support from all of you, and I look forward to getting to know you all more as we move forward.
At this time, we'd like to open this up to questions to our two media members, for Dan or me or Dr. Van Aken. So we'll just be right here, whoever you ask for first.
Dan, I'll start it off.
Yep.
What specifically did you see with the football program here at Thiel that gave you confidence that you can build a winning tradition here at this time?
I think for me, it was having friends and knowing people, that are from Greenville and have, gone to Thiel and were here. Daryl Satterfield's on staff when we were successful. I know some of his teammates. I think it's a location within the league. It has a history and, a sound education that we can build on in the recruiting process against the teams we're going to play. I think it's in a good location where we can get into some different pockets of areas to recruit young men, that can help us on the field and off. But I think the biggest things for me was, location, realizing that there has been a tradition here of excellence. It's just, we got to kind of get back into what, the idea of, we have to develop men within the program. So we got to go out, recruit the right young men, again, build a challenging but fun environment where we're experiencing success on and off the field. And I think the facilities and the education and the location are all things that can help us recruit and retain young men. We just need to do a good job of building relationships. And, the biggest thing is we got to create some success. And we have to, I think that's, on us as a staff, we need to do a good job challenging the current players, but having fun with it because football is a game. And I think we have a good core of young men that we can kind of get things going in the right way. And then once you get it going, then now you can build upon something once you kind of, the biggest thing, we just haven't had consistent depth within the program. And that's something I think, seeing the young men that have been here, I think we have a core to build upon. And that was exciting for me in the interview process.
Now, a follow-up question to that. As you know, there are a lot of promising freshmen who played a lot of football for Coach Roger this year. How do you turn freshmen into seniors at Thiel College?
And like I said, I think the biggest thing is we got to develop relationships. I think, as coaches, we need to challenge them on the field. We got to kind of push them to their limit because we need to. For me, the biggest thing is I think, we got to create the sense where they feel like they've earned the right to win. We're going to work harder. We're going to preach the fact that we're going to work harder than our opponents, and you guys earn the right to win football games here. And once you start having success and you build that family atmosphere, I think that's how you retain. Because everyone wants to experience success. It's not much fun playing football when you're 2-8. You have fun when you're winning games and you're building that brotherhood. So I think the relationships are the first part because it's a lot easier to walk away from something that's challenging when you don't feel invested with the people that you're going at it with. So, we've already talked as a staff, and that's kind of the first thing I challenge them with, and challenging myself. And we need to build relationships with the young men that are here, on and off the field, and spend as much time as we can together, and put programs in place where, we get that brotherhood and that feeling, and then we got to, challenge them, love them, and build that idea of creating success within the program.
I heard you mention a couple times already, challenge. What do you think is going to be your biggest challenge here at Thiel?
The biggest challenge I think is going to be, getting them to buy into to what we're trying to accomplish as a staff, and I think it's going to help in that, as you can see, we're a younger staff by nature, so we bring a little different element where, we can relate to the players a little more, and you have Coach Satterfield and I that are 10, 12 years removed from playing down to guys that have just played recently. So, I think we bring a little different element than possibly the previous staff, and that we kind of understand what the players are going through, the recruiting process. We're already talking, and Coach Matt Vico was creating a new Twitter account and Instagram and all those things because that's what the nature of recruiting and interacting with your players is nowadays. It's social media. it's understanding kind of, what are target points with this generation. So, I think the challenge is going to be building the relationships, but I think we're taking steps in the right direction, even as, I've only been on campus for, 8 hours or so now.
And how long do you think it would take to realize your goals?
Mhm.
You have a plan, like a 2-year, 5-year plan?
Mhm. We do, and, without having had an opportunity to sit down and watch every game from last year yet and truly evaluate, what young men we have within the program, our realistic goal, just to be forthright, is we're going to win the games we should win. That's our goal for next year is, as we go into a game, we feel like we have the ability with, at the end of the day, players win games. As coaches, we get them in the right position and try not to lose football games, but players at the end of the day are the guys who take all the credit and win football games for you. A lot of your problems are alleviated by creating good young men that are good football players. So that's what we're going to try to do. So the goal for next year is, be competitive, go into every game and battle, play hard, play aggressive and have fun. But kind of the measuring stick next year is going to be win games we're capable of and compete in all of our games. I think once we're able to do that, then we can kind of move forward and have another solid off season, and then go into the next year with an opportunity to win a few more games.
Thank you very much for your questions. Folks, thank you very much for coming out today. We're going to hang around a little bit and enjoy the refreshments that Ed's put together, and maybe get a chance to come up and talk to Dan and introduce yourself. And thank you very much. Appreciate it.